And he looks at me and says, in the clearest voice ever, "I not sorry."
Catherine Jewell is a performance specialist with 25 years of corporate experience. She has successfully navigated many business environments and been at the top of her field in advertising and marketing. Jewell is a 4-time career changer whose mission is to help others find their passion and create their perfect work. She works with organizations to turbocharge the careers of their best people. Jewell is also a single parent who has struggled with balancing the demands of a career and a family. She hit the glass ceiling and managed to climb around it. For you, she is the performance coach that can help you get extraordinary performance from ordinary people.
Think about what you're already good at and do more of it. Those 1 or 2 things have the possibility to take you to star proportions.
Adults today are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, and they still don't know what they want to be when they grow up. Now, I have a theory about why this happens, and the theory relates to the fact that people never pay attention to compliments. Do they?
4 key concepts. And they are STAR. See the big picture, take your talents to the mastery level, stay in action, 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 and reframe for positive results. My grandmother was a star. On the night of the rehearsal dinner for my wedding, she looked beautiful. She was wearing a low-cut black gown. And because she was a perfect lady, she always carried handkerchiefs. And that night she had 2, and she had no pockets. So she put one down this side and one down this side. Now during dinner, her eyes began to tear a bit. She reached in, it wasn't there. She reached in the other side, it wasn't there either. Pretty soon, grandmother's doing this. My father's embarrassed. He says, "Mother, what are you doing?" And she very calmly says, "I know I had 2 when I came here." You, ladies and gentlemen, have 2 of them. And I'm not talking about these, and I'm not talking about handkerchiefs. What I am talking about is 2 talents that sets you head and shoulders above everyone you know. I have worked with over 200 mid-life career changes. And every time someone sits in front of me and I say to them, "What are your strengths?" Here's how they look. Now we're talking people, not people who are 20. We're talking people 30, 40, 50 years old. They have no answers. You know why they have no answers? Because they're humble. Humble. And just like grandmother's handkerchiefs, they get a compliment. What do they do with it? They stick it away, right? They tuck it away. Or they say, "Oh, it's no big deal. I just followed the recipe." Or "I was just following procedure," right? It's nothing. They don't write down compliments. They don't think about compliments because we've been taught to be humble. Have you? Yeah, well, I happen to be from Des Moines, Iowa, which is the epicenter of humility. Now, I'm not saying you're good at everything. I'm saying you're probably good at 1 or 2 things. And those 1 or 2 things have the possibility to take you to star proportions. Now, given no help, you are going to be ordinary. In fact, we're mostly ordinary. Because we're all so ordinary in so many ways, it's a good thing because that allows you to stand out as a star in a few areas. In fact, what I'd like you to do right now is just say to the next person sitting next to you, "Thank you for being so ordinary." I have a nephew who is a problem solver. My garage door broke. I called him, I said, Patrick, can you come over? And he said, do you have a beer? He came over. He said, do you have a manual? I said, absolutely. I gave him the manual. He read it. He reads manuals. And then he went out with a flashlight and he looked and he came back in and he says, it's the electric eye. And he sat down at my computer and he ordered one on the internet. And when it came, it only cost me 2 beers to get it installed. Now I gotta tell you, have you anybody in your life who is like that? Have you ever said to them, you are amazing? We have any closet problem solvers? Are you drawn to messes? Have you married one? Well, one night, middle of the night, I wake up with a hot flash. Now, for those of you who haven't had the pleasure, a hot flash is your personal volcano. It is like standing naked in the Sahara Desert at noon. I jump out of bed and I whip off my nightgown and I think, what am I going to do? And then I remember helpful hints for women over 50. Some women find it helpful to stick their heads in the freezer. So I'm thinking, I got a side-by-side downstairs. Now I really should put on a robe, but what are the chances? I haven't seen Mr. Kim for a week. I look at the time, 3:33, and I think, no way. So I open the door and I step out. And at the precise same moment, Mr. Kim steps out. We are both naked. Mr. Kim screamed. And then I started to laugh. And I thought to myself, how pathetic is it that you have not been seen naked for a long period of time, and the first person who sees you naked screams, Mr. Kim, I'm sorry. And he looks at me and says, in the clearest voice ever, I'm not sorry. And here's my challenge to you. This conference gives you an opportunity to work on your career. You have the opportunity to learn beyond your area of expertise. You have the opportunity to step outside your comfort zone and network with the people who are here. You have the opportunity to learn and to be a star and build your career. And that's my challenge to you. Be a star. You already are.